But I just want to quickly show you, I'm going to do this really quick, and I'm happy to get into more of the information and what resources are available here, but feel free to just play around with this site. There's really nothing you can mess up. I haven't dug into some of the things such as messages and social, how that would work for us, but this will give you quick access to the curriculum for weeks ahead. All right, in case I'm not getting it to you soon enough, and it's just the digital option is really nice too. It just gives you more options here. So I will send you the link so you can set up your profile, and what it means is up here in the top left hand corner you'll be logging in as a viewer, which means basically you can view everything, you have access to it, you just can't edit it. That's where I do it, and then I send it to you as a viewer. But I'm going to show you what you can still do with that. So, like I said, feel free to play around in this. There's so many resources and just things to make probably teaching just more enjoyable. So what is really important where you're going to go is log in off this main page. You're going to go to the lesson series. This is every month that we have access to, including months coming up. So January and December are on here. I haven't yet prepped them. Basically I'm done November, so I'm now going to start planning into January. I try to have a month done in advance. So here we are. Today is November 1st. Our first Sunday is going to be November 3rd. And we just finished October's Victory Series. So once you've chosen over on the left side lesson series, you're going to choose the month. This is just an overview page. I don't email this out to volunteers every month because honestly they're not going to read it and I don't want to overload everyone. What I do suggest though is this little overview series video. They're usually every month, they're usually like 2 to 3 minutes and they sum it up really quick. But they're just a nice overview. And Wondering gives me lots of devotions to do with our volunteers, weekly, monthly. Again, I just haven't done it because I know it's not going to be used a lot by our volunteers. But so here you go. Up here are 3 different options at the top, the yellow buttons. Where you're going to aim, where you're going to focus is the lessons. But quickly, scope and sequence just for the month of November. It's just showing me, again, kind of an overview of the month. I can see in Wondering, I have access to the 3, actually you do 2 through this, but this is just November's. But this scope and sequence, I have access to a 3-year scope and sequence. This particular button is just going to bring you to the scope and sequence for November. So you can quickly see, obviously, the stories we're covering, even the Bible verse. What I love about Wondering is scope and sequence is the same for whatever grade we're teaching. So the only difference is the word of wonder, aka Bible verse, memory verse, and they just make it shorter for the little guys, which makes sense. Resource library, honestly, it just gives you access to everything that the curriculum asks you for except physical supplies. But if you want to print out coloring sheets, if you want to watch the videos ahead, or look at different slides it suggests using, they're all in that resource library, but I'm going to show you an even easier way to find them. Lesson, that's where you want to go. So again, we were on our main page here, and we choose lesson series. You choose your month, lessons, you choose the week you want to look at. So let's say we're prepping for November 3rd. There's 4 Sundays in November, so I see my 4 weeks. I do lesson 1, Isaiah, and this brings me into it. Now here's where you have to change some things so that you're seeing the right lesson. Basically, what it pops up to is the original default curriculum that Wonder Inc. sends me. However, I go through it and I edit it for you guys. So I'm not giving you the original version here. I've made a new version. All right. And I might start changing the name to say Pathway so that if we do use this portal, it's more obvious to our volunteers they're picking the right version. There's only ever going to be two, the original and the one I've created. But yeah, you do need to switch from the original version, because the original version may have had activities that or called for supplies that we don't have, so I've gotten rid of them. So it's no longer an original version. I've saved a pathway version. All right, so you're going to click that other version, and it's going to just have less or more written down in here. I've tried to make it even like if you compare the original title page to this one here, for our volunteers' sakes, I've just tried to make it less cluttered and just easier for our volunteers to focus on. So that's the original that you're seeing right now, and I've changed it to just make it as basic as possible for everyone. So once you've chosen Pathways version, not the original, you also would choose what age you teach. Now, unfortunately, Wonder Inc. calls their age breakouts different names than we call them at Pathways. So they have toddler, early childhood, elementary. We have preschool, kindergarten, elementary, and elementary being our preteen as well. All right, but they're the same curriculum. So we have our 3, they have their 3. That may be why if you're teaching a younger grade and you teach preschool, you might see that in the top right hand corner when it's printed out it says toddler time, even though we're called preschool. So you guys will just have to understand that these are just a different age name than we use. So toddler is our preschool, early childhood is our kindergarten, and elementary is our grade 1 to 5. Okay, so you just got to pick those 2 boxes up at the top. So again, it is main title page. You're going to come to lesson series. You're going to come to the month you'd like to look at. Then you're going to go to the lessons. You're going to pick the week you want to look at. You're going to change it to Pathways version. And you're going to change it to your age category. All right. Now what you're seeing on the main section of these screens is what would be printed out. Along here is each different section. So our welcome question. These are basically also going to be in the order that you typically would do the morning. I try to keep them in the same order here. So you would start, elementary is going to start with the one welcome question and then an interactive game this morning. Then they would move into the countdown, worship, etc. Just goes on down here, okay? And this is so that you can see all of them. Toddler, pretty basic. They've got, 2 little things. You go into worship, the story, the video, and then a little prayer and another little activity usually. Okay. Now what I love about the digital version of this is you're going to see some text is blue. Some of them are Bible references like this. Some of them are videos. Our little guys, they even have so any activity sheets such as the coloring sheets, they're all clickable. So you can click it and preview it from home. You can even choose to download it to your computer or print it from home. All right. If it's a reference for the Bible, a Bible reference, it would actually take you right to Bible Gateway where you can read that verse right there. All right. So that's kind of what that is. Now let's say you want to look at this at home, but a lot of you I know do not love digital. The beauty of this is we can, you guys can export it, print it, and even mark it up as you'd like. So what you're going to do is go over to expand on the right hand side. Again, tons of options. Feel free to play around with them if you'd like. Ask me questions. But what you would want to do if you want a physical copy of this or editable copy, you're going to need to download it to your computer. I obviously do not let you edit the original, like this version, our version here, because I don't want you changing it for all the other volunteers. But you can do that for yourself by downloading it as a Word document. some people know how to edit PDFs, but it's not user friendly. But if you download it as a Word document, it's going to download every page just like the printout, so you would basically see exactly what your printouts look like. But you could download it to your computer, and for instance, if you know that you're in charge of the telling the Bible story that day, but there's a lot here, a lot of stuff you're like, I don't need to read that, or I want to change this, or ooh, I might forget this, so let's change the color of this font so I don't forget. Download it as a Word document, open it up in Microsoft Word or Google Word, what Docs, whatever, and then you can edit it, delete, add, color code it, whatever as you'd like, and then print it from home. So I hope that is helpful. Just again, I'm going to do this once more just so it's really ingrounded in everyone. You're on your title page, you've logged in as a viewer, lesson series, pick your month, pick lessons, pick the week you want to look at, make sure you're changing it from the original to the other option, which is my version. I'll try and make the titles more obvious that it's a pathway version. I'm not very good at keeping that consistent, so that's the same. And then checking your age category. All right, you can just take a look at it from the screen. You can click on, you can watch the videos, you can check out the coloring pages, coloring sheets, activity sheets. But if you want to print it, come on over to Expand, download the lesson to your computer, and from there you can choose to print it or open it up as a Word document and edit it as you would like. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and I can help you through this. Thanks, guys. I super duper appreciate you.